What would it be like to not exist? To not be at all? So if you're an atheist, you most likely believe that before you were born, you didn't exist. And so when you die, you won't exist either. If you believe in a creator God, then you also most likely believe that before God created you or your soul, you also didn't exist. Whether you're an atheist or believe in a creator God, odds are that you believe that there was a moment, sometime, when you weren't. But what is it like to not exist? And is a non-existence itself even possible? And if it isn't, if non-existence is impossible, then does that mean that you have always existed? That you are actually eternal? The truth is that non-existence is logically impossible, and by understanding why non-existence is a logical impossibility, you'll realize that you must be eternal. My name is Morgue, and we're a movement here to bring the rational truth to humanity. So help us wake up the world by subscribing now, and hey, my content is controversial. So hit the bell and turn on all notifications so you know when something new comes out. So what would it be like to not exist? If you ever asked someone, you probably got the reply, well, think about what it was like before you were born. It's like that. So is that what it's like to not exist? Well, the problem with this is that you don't have any memory of what it was like before you were born. And the absence of memory isn't non-existence. Can you remember what you were doing 5 years ago on February 18th at 5:46 p.m.? No, unless something significant happened like a car crash or a birthday party, you can't. You can't remember, but you certainly existed. Lack of memory does not imply lack of existence or non-existence. Reflecting on what it was like before you were born isn't reflecting on non-existence. It's reflecting on a state of which you have no memory. Imagining non-existence is actually impossible. You can't do it. Go ahead and try to imagine not existing. I'll wait. If you try to imagine non-existence, the best you can do is imagine silent darkness for a long time. But that isn't non-existence. You can try to imagine billions of years of absolutely no sensory experience, no sight, no touch, no taste, no smell, no sound, simply darkness. But even that's not non-existence. Non-existence is the absolute absence of existence. If we take a glass of water and empty it out, the glass doesn't contain non-existence. The glass still contains air. And even if that were to be removed, guess what? Space and time itself, that's also existence. Non-existence isn't empty space. It's not even eventless time. And it's not darkness. No matter what you may try to conceive of, even if you attempt to conceive of absence, you are still a thinking subjectivity engaging in thought. Non-existence is unimaginable because the existence of non-existence, it's logically impossible. Think about it. Non-existence can't exist by definition. By definition, non-existence has no existence. If non-existence did exist, it wouldn't be non-existence anymore because it existed. The thing to understand is that there is a difference between non-existence and nothing. Most people think that non-existence and nothing are the same, but that's not true. Non-existence can't exist. It's the absence of existence. But nothingness can exist. Now, if this is your first time thinking about these concepts, it might sound a little confusing, but it's actually pretty simple. Think about the concept of zero. Zero is nothingness, but zero can also contain infinity. Now, if I have infinite positive energy and combine it with infinite negative energy, what's the result? The result is zero. So zero can actually be a container of infinite energy. As long as zero contains perfectly balanced positive and negative values, it can be infinite. Non-existence is simply non-existence. Nothingness, zero, is existence. It's infinite. Logically, non-existence can't exist because by definition it's the absence of existence. But nothingness as zero can exist. Nothingness, zero, isn't the absence of existence. It's perfectly balanced energy from which all actuality arises. Existence can never come from non-existence. It's incoherent and logically impossible. Yet many atheists claim that existence somehow did come from non-existence at the Big Bang, which is absolutely absurd. You can't get a more logically backwards claim than attempting to say that suddenly, for no reason, existence miraculously came from non-existence at the Big Bang. They can provide no rational mechanism for how this could be possible. Atheists say that they don't believe in miracles, but you can't get a more miraculous claim than that. It's laughable that anyone takes the idea seriously, let alone those that claim to be somehow logical. It's the most anti-intellectual, anti-rational, anti-logical stance you could possibly imagine. Existence can never come from non-existence. This should be blatantly obvious, but masses of people believe it. Claiming that existence came from non-existence is even more miraculous and illogical than believing in a creator God. Come on. It's time to get out of the Dark Ages. A creator God did not create existence, and existence did not come from non-existence. These ideas are 100% illogical and irrational. It's ridiculous that they are even debated. The truth is that this is a logical reality, a rational reality, a mathematical reality, and we don't need a creator God, and we don't need the absurd miracle of existence coming from non-existence. All we need is zero, nothingness. Zero, nothingness is 100% logical and rational. Through zero, we can have infinite energy as long as that energy is perfectly balanced to zero. Zero is necessary and eternal. To exist is its essence. Whereas non-existence is the lack of existence, zero or nothingness must exist. It's eternal existence itself. Nothingness must exist because nothing can create nothing or destroy nothing. Nothing created it because by definition, it is nothing, and nothing needs no creation. It just is. There is no way that you can stop nothingness from existing. And this is perfectly compatible with reason and the laws of mathematics. Zero is a container of infinite energy, and energy can never be created or destroyed, only transformed. So what is transformed energy? Transformed energy is matter. Even modern physics admits to the equivalency of matter and energy through Einstein's equations. Matter is just a transformed representation of energy. When you go to sleep and dream at night, the dream world that you generate is simply a transformed representation of your personal energy. Likewise, the so-called physical world that we inhabit, it's just a transformed representation of mathematical energy given to us by our senses. Just like a code can generate a video game world, mathematical energy can generate what humans take to be a physical world. All that exists is zero, which contains infinite energy. And through the transformation of this energy, we can account for all so-called material reality. Zero, which is existence, is eternal. Non-existence is impossible. And guess what? You are a mode of existence, and you have always existed, like zero itself. You and all of us are the infinite energy of existence being expressed through human bodies. And when your body passes away, you will continue to exist. Your body is just an avatar. Your existence, it's mandatory. You can't not exist. You are eternal, whether you like it or not. Every single one of us is an eternal node of a self-thinking mind. This self-thinking mind, which is what we are, can logically exist because it's equivalent to zero, to nothingness. The philosopher Hegel knew that existence is self-thinking thought. You can't imagine what it's like to not exist. Non-existence is impossible. You can't imagine what it's like to not be a subjectivity. You can't escape your subjectivity. The capacity to imagine presupposes that you are a subjectivity. Hegel knew that being and nothing were identical. Starting with nothing and being, Hegel said that all things unfolded from its logical movement. All concepts, all categories, all thought, all of nature and all of humanity is thought experiencing itself through time. Before you were born, you certainly still existed. You existed as a pure subjectivity, self-thinking thought. And when your body dies, you will continue to exist as self-thinking thought, because that is all there is. All that exists is thought and the representation of thought. You can never cease to exist. Your existence is mandatory. Humanity is finally starting to realize that mainstream religion is false and there is no creator God, but it went from the frying pan and into the fryer because it's now caught in the nihilistic death grip of atheistic materialism that claims that reality is material and nothing more, that reality can spring into existence from non-existence. It's time to evolve beyond these simplistic concepts and realize that both mainstream religion and atheistic materialism is false. They both contain laughably absurd logical errors. This is a rational reality of mathematical mind, of thought, and you have always existed. You simply forgot. Now, if you're wondering why you don't remember, watch my video, Why You Don't Remember Your Past Lives. Also, like and share this video. Help us wake up the world by subscribing right now. And I want to give a big shout out to all my supporters on Patreon. Consider supporting on Patreon and get access to our weekly secret live streams. My name is Morgue, and I am Hyperion. Ad Astra, to the stars.